6 years ago, a relationship ended, and the world shut down at the same time. COVID has just started. There was nowhere to go, nothing to distract myself with, no way to run from what I was feeling, so I did the only thing I could do. I went outside. I started walking. And somewhere in those walks, nature started giving me something I hadn't felt in a long time. Stillness. Not the kind of stillness that feels emptiness, the kind that feels like coming home. I started noticing things again, the way the air felt, the way the ground beneath me felt solid when everything else didn't. The way being outside, even just outside my door, shifted something in my body that staying inside never could. And in that stillness, I started hearing myself again. My intuition, that quiet voice that had been buried under years of surviving. And it started asking questions I had never let myself sit with before. There was someone who loved me, told me how caring I was, how affectionate, how supportive, never had anything negative to say about who I was, until someone else entered the picture. And suddenly, the things he had celebrated about me became problems. I was too sensitive, too touchy, too much, and the person who had loved those parts about me started saying the same things. At one point he said, "I wish you were still the same Thomas." And something in me broke open, not because of the words, but because I had heard that message before. Not in those words exactly, but in the silence of a home where love came with conditions. In a church that told me who I was made me less than. In every relationship that said I was worthy until I wasn't convenient anymore. Those walks in nature give me enough space to finally see it. The pattern, not just in that relationship, but running through my entire life. The message was always the same underneath. You are acceptable if, you are lovable when, you are worthy as long as. And my nervous system had learned that lesson early, in rooms I couldn't leave, with people I couldn't escape, at an age when I had no choice but to survive. It built patterns to keep me safe, patterns that made complete sense then, patterns that were quietly costing me everything now. That's when I started to understand what shadow work actually is. It's not journaling, it's not positive affirmations, it's not finding your light. Shadow work is the moment you stop long enough to ask, where did I learn that love was supposed to hurt? Where did I learn to shrink myself to keep people comfortable? Where did I learn that being fully myself came with consequences? Because those beliefs didn't start with that relationship. They started much earlier. And nature gave me enough stillness to finally hear that truth. Not in a therapist's office, not in a book, on a walk, during a pandemic, when the whole world was forced to stop. Sometimes the environment that starts your healing isn't a destination. It's just enough space to finally hear yourself. That's where my journey into shadow work began. Not with answers, but with the first honest questions I had ever allowed myself to ask. This series is about that process, the real one, not the version that looks pretty on the internet. The one that asks you to sit in the dark long enough to finally see what's actually there. I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but I will tell you this. What's waiting for you on the other side of it is the version of yourself that was actually never broken, just buried. And it's been waiting for you the whole time.